jẹ́jẹ́ síbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni ká ṣe bí ẹni kú káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrò ẹni ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn tẹ̀rù tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nràn bá òrí dání wọ́n ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀ orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe lọ́la òtọ́ láì bá dé. Tread softly dákun ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Síbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni ṣe rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀ àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù tó jẹ́ àríkùn má ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá wọ́n kì í lá jẹ̀jẹ̀. Ara lámọ̀ á ò mọ́nú. Ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe ṣọ́ra ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sọ̀ fura pọ́sọ̀ ti jẹ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tí a lábẹ́lẹ̀ ayé. Àgbà tó ti ti tó mọ̀ ńlá yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlà síbi tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹ lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri àgbẹ̀lẹ̀ tó wọ́n ti fi fún ọ̀bàjọ́ ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi ọkọ̀ tí ikú ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́.
Hello, good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to welcome you to another special edition of the Jagba Jantis Show. How has your week been? Hope it's been fantastic. And to my listeners from Nigeria, I hope the situation at your end is improving. Ṣé ti ń rí epo rà? Ṣé wàhálà yẹn ti ń dínkù díẹ̀díẹ̀? Ẹ kú forítì o. and to everyone listening to me from other part of the country. Kò bá jàárọ̀ lẹ́wà tàbọ̀sán tàbálẹ́, mo kí gbogbo yín o. Thank you for always connecting with me to listen to the jabberjanties I have to share. I really, really appreciate you. Kò ní kú ẹ̀yin nìkan láyé o. Now let me see those who are online and give special shout out to them. Yes, my brother, Oluwaseun Michael Adeyemo. You are the number one to Boriwole tonight. Thank you for connecting, bro. How are you doing? How is the family? How is work? How is everything with you? Thank you for connecting. And my lovely sister, Sister Afume. Shewa Pao Ekale. Thank you for connecting with me tonight. Mo mọ̀ pé àwọn silent listener pọ̀. Ọlọ́run mọ̀ yín, ọmọ orúkọ yín o. Ibikíbi tẹ́ bá wà, mo kí ẹ̀yin náà mi fojú pa yín rẹ́ o. I know Mr. La is somewhere listening in the background. I want to greet him specially. He's a unique human being, and hopefully I will be privileged one day to have him on the show. But I know he's somewhere listening. Good evening, brother. Trust you're well, and that handsome son of yours. My regards to your madam as well. Yeah, Beloli. Ọmọ ológo 1 terabyte. Ṣó wá pa. Ẹ̀kọ́ kan la máa ń rí ẹ. Ó tún yọ lálẹ́ nìyẹn. Thank you for connecting. And my ẹni masquerade ni ẹni, but Ọlọ́run mọ̀. Emily Zen. It's a pleasure to have you also on the show. Thanks for always connecting. Lọ́jọ́ ọjọ́ kan a máa ṣe aṣọ lójú eégún yẹn. We'll know in tó wà lẹ́yìn ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń ké. My brother, Mr. Banks. Àwọn èèyàn nìyẹn. Good to have you on the show tonight. Thank you for connecting with me. I hope more people will join as we proceed in the show. Mr. Banks, how is my sister? Though I've been, communicating with her, but I'm hoping she will also be on the show tonight. Yes, ta ló tún sápamọ́ sí kọ̀rọ̀ táwọn ẹ̀mí fẹ́ tú láṣìírí ń pò wà ń bí. Okay. Signal yẹn ò clear. Mo fẹ́ wọnú ẹ̀mí bí mo ṣe ń connect ló ń já. Signal yẹn ò strong. So, màá maintain. Right. What do we have to discuss tonight? There's something, I have come across, especially on our social media space, and also it's very, very common also in our physical interaction and relationship, and that is the fact that we are so divided. We live in a polarized world. when when you when you when you when you just visit some, you know, some comment sections on social media, it's like a war zone. And tó kọ post jẹ́jẹ́ gan, ó dà pé òun gan ló dá ogun sílẹ̀. Then àwọn janjaweed àti àwọn asínwín àti wèrè tó wá sínú comment section yẹn, wọ́n wá sọ platform ẹni ẹlẹ́ni, wọ́n sọ di war zone. Verbal argument, fight, èpè. Oríṣiríṣi nǹkan máa go on. It's horrible sometimes. And this is becoming a way of life for us, such that, you know, blocking or removing people from your friend list and throwing them out or shutting them out of your platform is now becoming like a fad. It is becoming something we show off. Like, after you've done it, you feel that you've done something, you know, something important. You feel very good with yourself. With the sham blocking. Gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ti wá dá block industry lẹ̀. Tó wá mọ́dí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn káàkiri. When you go to Twitter, it's a crazy place. If you are not strong, you don't you don't make that place your playground. Or if you don't have a thick skin, you don't just go there and say whatever you like. It's really, really crazy. Yaya Esther Abe Quintessential, mo kí yín o. Ṣé wàá pa àwọn dark and shine here. Thanks for connecting tonight. You know, so social media that is meant to bring us together. We're meant to be a community. But ogun là ń jà ńbẹ̀. This also extends to our places of work. It extends to every walks of our lives. Even look at politics. Elections around the corner now. Ẹ wo wàhálà tó ń lọ. Ẹ bá òyàn ṣe ń bayé ara wọn jẹ́. And these people you are dying in their battles don't even know you exist. Bàbá sọ pé ni on this mandate of that, on that this of that, on that. I mean, we hurt ourselves, we belittle ourselves. You know, we say words that are damaging to ourselves. We spew hate. You know, we gang fight. Ilé àlọ́ á tún lọ dá sí side eléyìí, á bu epo sí, kí náà yẹn tún lè ràn sí. And we go on and 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 on. And at the end of the day, everybody loses. There's no winner. Because gbọ́ra wa. We thought we were having conversations. No, we're not. We are actually just constituting nuisance. We're not communicating. And like I always, do on this platform. Mo máa ń fẹ́ ká lọ wú nǹkan láti ìsàlẹ̀. Why is this happening? Why do we have this, mini wars going on every platforms, between two people, within a group of people? Why? I can come up with, just two main reasons. That could be more. Like I always say, everything I share on this platform, it's not all that is to be said on the discussion. There's more to it. So I'm only sharing my own perspective. What we're discussing tonight, pardon me, when to get carried away, is what I titled The Art of Listening. The art of listening. So, what are the causes of this, of this war? Tí ó jẹ́ ká gbọ́ra wa yé, kí ló ń fa wàhálà gan? Number one cause is that trap of being right and the others wrong. It's a trap. It's the beginning of all these fights. The moment we label ourselves as right and the other person we are conversing with to be wrong, a lè gbọ́ra wa mọ́. A lè gbọ́ra wa mọ́. As human, we have that inherent fear of being labeled wrong. It sometimes or it somehow damages our ego. We see it as a thing of shame. It pushes us, to the side of someone to be considered as stupid. And therefore, we will do everything possible to prove that we are the right. We're the one in the right. Even in obvious situation, even in obvious argument, we would rather build up a defense mechanism to cover up that insecurity that we have, rather than to just admit that, oh yeah, I was wrong there. No, I'm a kagidi borine, because we hate or we fear, not even hate, we fear being labeled wrong. And so we sometimes argue blindly and pay attention. We don't. So that is one cause that I, think of, that trap of being right. And then the second thing, or the second cause, is our judgmental attitude towards other people. The moment You size up the person that wants to, converse with you. You have judged the person. A máa gbọ́ kí ló fẹ́ bá mi sọ, kí ló kà, kí ló wà lẹ́nu, ọ̀rọ̀ wo ló fẹ́ sọ, níbo ló ti ń bọ̀, kí ló ti ṣe rí, ta ló mọ̀. And when we judge other people, we can't see them as they truly are because we have belittled them. We have cut them to be lesser than they are. We have dehumanized them when we judge them. And as such, we formed that wall between us and them. Kò sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ tó lè tà. And you don't even feel anything towards them anymore. So kò sọ̀rọ̀ tó lè sọ fún wọn. No empathy anymore because ó ti gbé wọn sábẹ́. So you find it so convenient to attack them verbally, to say nasty things to them because at the end of the day, or to reduce one to nothing already in your mind. That desire to feed our ego. That I better pass you mentality. To be honest, it's a projection of your own insecurity. When you don't allow other people to express themselves. It's a projection of your own deep-seated insecurity. Because you are thinking, ẹni yìí, ó má lè lọ make sense, ó má lè lọ argue mi pa sí corner kan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Má jẹ́ kẹ́ni sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí ọmọ. I can reduce me to nothing new. So, I sáré kó fún. I sáré finish it. So, these are the two main causes that I think are behind this problem. Please, if you know of any other causes, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá mi jù sórí comment section there. I've mentioned the trap of being right and proving that others are wrong. And I've mentioned our judgmental attitude. If you know of any other thing else, please put it in the comment section. I'll keep an eye on that corner. Àwọn èèyàn ti gbórí wọlé gan. Ẹ kálẹ́ mà o. Ọmọ Yemi Adiola, trust you are well. Thank you for connecting tonight. Ẹ̀bùn ọmọ ìyá mi ṣó wà pa o. How you doing? Ilé ńkọ́? Hey, Shoops. Ó máa tòjọ́ mẹ́ta kẹ̀, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ṣé òun sùn gbàgbé ni? For a few days now, me rí break light rárá, ṣó wà pa. Thank you for joining tonight. Ẹ̀gbọ́n, ẹ kálẹ́ o, ṣé wà dáadáa? Thank you for joining tonight. So, for those who are just, linking up, what I have been talking about is the problem that I find prevalent today, where we are divided. We can't hold, normal conversations amongst ourselves without resorting to fight, abuse, disagreement, and some of the causes that I think are, we always want to prove that we are right and the others are wrong. And then we have this judgmental attitude where, we just cut people down, we belittle them and think to fair so, and hammer them mercilessly. So àwọn nǹkan tèmi rí tó jẹ́ bí problem nìyẹn. So if you have, other things that you feel are, part of this problem, please, just drop them there. So before I proceed, let me quickly touch on the purpose of communication. Communication is a two-way thing. It's not just you talking to yourself alone. You're talking to somebody and they are talking back to you. And genuine communication has just one primary purpose, which is to connect us to other people. Because you are exchanging your feelings, you are exchanging your thoughts, you are exchanging your perspective, and they are doing the same. So you're getting to know them, they're getting to know you. So in essence, communication is meant to bring us closer to each other. But that is not the case. The kind of communication we're having these days, brings us further apart. And which is a clear sign that we're not communicating. Because when you cannot understand the other person, when you can't feel what they are feeling, when you can't share their thought and perspective, you are not communicating with them. There's no communication. It's an illusion for you to think communication has taken place because you can no. Until you feel the other person, until you understand their thought, until you see things from their perspective, you have not communicated with them. So communication, at the end of your communication with that person, you must be connected. That is the goal. When we achieve this, you won't fight other people. It doesn't mean that there won't be, argument or disagreement. No normal. Because ìlú gangan nílé ayé yìí, bó ṣe kọ wájú séèyàn kan, ẹ̀yìn ló kọ sẹ́lòmíì. But these are not necessarily bad. Exchanging views and perspectives are not bad thing. Pẹ̀lẹ́ kan lákọ ó lábo ni. And it's unfortunate that this, as adults, we don't even have this ability to have healthy conversation with other people. How do we raise children that can be good conversationalists? How can we achieve that when we don't even have that in us? We should be able to raise children that can listen to other people, allow them to talk, and then they also share their own views, and at the end of the day, they all shake hands and move on with their lives. So to have arguments, to have different opinions and things like that, it even a good thing. It's very beneficial, because at the end of the day, hearing something different to what you have always been hearing something different from your own voice, changes your perspective. It changes your direction of thinking. It unsettles your mind. It pushes you to go in search of, deeper knowledge on the topic of discourse. When communication is healthy and it's been held to achieve its primary purpose, it heals relationships. It's healthy. It brings people together. It strengthens bonds. At the core of healthy communication, you have compassion, you have empathy, and you have that genuine desire to understand what this other person is saying. But unfortunately, many people they hear, they don't listen. Many people will read something or they will hear something. They are hearing it or they are listening just to respond. They're not listening to understand. So communication that should be a bridge between us and other people, it's gradually it has now become a wall of Jericho tó nípọn gidi tí ò ṣe penetrate between us and other people. Tó bá ti ní kíní kan lélẹ́yìn ṣe ó tí ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ anything mọ́ lẹ́nu ẹ̀ ó ti pattern ẹ̀ pé no kíni tó fi lè wà ní kíní ẹ̀ àgbàgbé yẹn ó ti form a wall. You can't form peace with people like that because ó ti create barrier. Ó fẹ́ gbọ́ anything. Ọkàn ẹ̀ ti lé. Wọ́n máa bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ wàá máa gbọ́ mò ń gbọ́. But ọkàn ẹ̀ ò gbọ́. Etí ẹ̀ ló ń gbọ́, ọkàn ò gbọ́. Etí ló ń hear, ọkàn ò listen. Because ìyàtọ̀ wà nínú méjèèjì. Listening requires focus. Listening goes beyond just hearing words. It has to do with summoning all your senses. Wàá pè wọ́n jọ wípé nǹkan kan ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ń bí. That is what listening is all about. So, communication should bring people together. Should open up, a channel of connection. But ìyapa ni nǹkan tó mú wálé ni, and that's because we don't even understand it. So when you understand how to communicate, you will know how to use your words wisely. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń jáde, tóònù tó fi ń sọ, all these things are what you should learn if you want to be, if you want to know how to communicate effectively. And you must learn these things to be able to use them for your own benefit. Kó fi lè sọ̀rọ̀, kó fi lè express ara ẹ̀. Let me check what we have on the comment section. Mr. Bank said, narrow-minded people hurt others due to the emptiness and lack of love in their lives. They thereby remain broken and miserable. And we know what they say about misery. Yes. That's another good point. When your mind is, your thinking is just one way. When you are dogmatic in your thought, or in everything you stand for, when you are rigid, ní gbọ́ nǹkan mi. So o létí ni bọ̀ o gbọ́ nǹkan kan, etí yẹn ti dì. So kò sí anybody fẹ́ sọ òtí ẹ̀ ní mìíràn. People like that are difficult to have conversations with. Bí pé èèyàn bá òkú èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ ni. Narrow-minded people, òkú ayé ni wọ́n when you are talking to them. You can't achieve anything with them. Because black and white làwọn ṣáà ń rí. Ó dẹ̀ ń try láti sọ fún wọn pé ẹjọ́ colour ti wà, 3D ti wà, 4K ti wà. Black and white yẹn ló ń wò. That is the illustration of narrow-minded people. And so parochial in their thought. Òkú ayé ni wọ́n, are difficult to connect with. It's tough. So tó bá jam àwọn yẹn lórí comment section, ẹ̀jẹ̀ á fẹ́ gbẹ. Tó o bá tètè mọ̀ pé kì í irú èèyàn tó ń bá dìrè. Wàá máa ṣera ẹ̀ lábàṣà lórí níta gbangba ni. Wàá máa bọ́ aṣọ lára ara ẹ̀ fún ara ẹ̀. Nǹkan tó máa ṣe nìyẹn. Aṣọ yìí àtẹ̀yẹ tó wọ̀ wá fún ara ẹ̀ wàá máa fi yí lẹ̀lẹ̀. So ó láti tètè já sí quickly pé àwọn eléyìí ọmọ kò dọ̀ra kó move. Tó bá rá wọn tó understand the art of communication, wàá rí nínú bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe jọ máa share views, bó ṣe ń sọ tiẹ̀ ni wọ́n náà ń sọ tiẹ̀, kò sí jà, kò sí argument, everybody ń gbé kalẹ̀, and they are civil in their conversations. Lord, so your platform kó tó sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kó tó sọ tán wà tí máa gbọ́ àbàyá ẹ̀. Your father left block us. Kan wọn láti máa ránra wọn sílé. Gutter shit. Ẹ lè rí mi bẹ́ẹ̀. Mi ti ẹ̀ argue. I want to hear from people. Wọ́n bá ti rí wípé tiẹ̀ ló fẹ́ kán gbọ́, ò fẹ́ gbọ́ títí wọn. Just end it, because tẹ́ bá tètè fòpin sí wọ́n máa tapo sáàlà ẹ̀. Kò dẹ̀ yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. you know. So thank you, Mr. Bank, for that beautiful comment. So now let's proceed. To effectively communicate, we need to truly learn how to listen. Like I said, hearing is different from listening. Looking is different from seeing. Ó ń wò, ṣó o rí, ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. Ó ń gbọ́, ṣó yé ẹ. Because when you listen, when you listen, you are taking your time to consider what the other person is saying. You are not just hearing their words alone. Ó ń fọkàn bá wọn lọ. You're not judging the person speaking. In tó ń sọ yẹn ló ń gbé wò. Ó dẹ̀ ń change role, ó fira ẹ̀ sí position tó wà pé okay, where is this person coming from? Tó fi ronú báyìí. Bó ṣe máa ṣe yẹn because òun fẹ́ mi break down gbogbo nǹkan tó ń sọ yẹn. Kì í ṣe pé bákan sọ pé àwọn òkú náà rubbish ló ń sọ yẹn because etí wọ́n mọ̀ ó ti gbọ́ rí láti 1987. Ó dẹ̀ fẹ́ change position yẹn láti 1987 yẹn. Ó mọ̀ pọ́n tiẹ̀ ti sọ nǹkan míì ní 2001, wọ́n ti sọ nǹkan míì ní 2012, wọ́n ti sọ nǹkan míì ní 2020. tó bá ti mention nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé ó yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan tó gbọ́ láti 1987 yẹn báwa kàn lọ pé no rubbish ló sọ yẹn. Báwa pé èèyàn ń sọ rubbish. Fara ẹ balẹ̀ kó gbọ́ nǹkan tó ń sọ. To listen, you must be willing to understand the person you are conversing with. Ẹni tó gbọ́dọ̀ náà gba máàkì náà. 0 is an integer. Wọ́n bá kọ òdo fún yàn 0/100 ó gba mark. Ẹ̀yin lẹ ń wò ó pé báyà kìíní ó gba mark. Àwọn kan náà máa ń kọ sínú script wọn see me. Wọ́n lè grade iṣẹ́ àwọn yẹn wọ́n á kàn kọ see me. Ọmọ tó gbọ́dọ̀ ó gba mark. Ẹni tó dẹ̀ fẹ́ẹ̀lì náà ó kàwé ibi tó kà ní ò jáde. So don't just say people are saying rubbish. Pátápátá wàá wò báyìí pé okay ibi tẹ́ni ń mọ̀ dèrè. Limit of thought ẹni ní. O lè wá fẹ́ educate ẹni yẹn further. Wàá sọ pé okay mo understand yẹn. Torí tó sọ yẹn tó wá wò báyìí. That's how to communicate with people. Moment tó bá ti sọ wípé rubbish ló sọ lẹ́nu yẹn ẹni yẹn máa lock up ni. Ó máa lock up ni because ó ti damage ẹ̀. Kò sí nǹkan tí wọ́n náà fẹ́ sọ tó máa gbọ́ mọ́ òun náà máa build up defensive mechanism ni. But you can take it forward from ibi tó bá sọ dé pé okay yeah it's true I understand you. But ṣé bóyá fi but sí yẹn ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbèrìn nìyẹn. Ó ti fẹ́ gbé débẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ó tún mú rìnrìn àjò nìyẹn. Kó kúrò níbi tó ń lòun mọ̀ yẹn. Ó fẹ́ mú tẹ̀síwájú. You let go of that judgmental attitude of yours because it blocks your senses. It blocks your capacity to feel. It numbs you. Ó tiẹ̀ ní fẹ́ kí ló ń kí ló ń kí ló ń kí ló kí ló mo ló ti wá gan, kí ló kà gan, school wo ló lọ gan, you know. Ó tiẹ̀ ti bá level ẹ̀ débi pé kán tó lè bá ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ gan wàá máa ní kán máa mú CV wọn wá. Ta ni ẹ gan? So you have to drop, you know, that ego. You have to calm down. Hear from other people. See where they're coming from. Change roles. Understand why they believe what they believe in. Because ibẹ̀ ló tó bá fẹ́ change èèyàn gan, tó bá fẹ́ change views èèyàn gan, ibẹ̀ yẹn gan ló máa ti kọ́kọ́ mọ̀. Wàá bá bọ́ sí side ibi yẹn, wàá wo nǹkan tó ń wò, wàá rí nǹkan tó ń rí. Wàá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wàá sọ fún pòkè ẹ̀yin náà máa bọ̀ side ibi yẹn, wàá wò láti ibi. Because ibi tó dúró sí yẹn wọ́n rí nǹkan kan náà. They see something. It might be a blind view. It might be poor visuals, but wọ́n rí nǹkan kan. So tí wọ́n tó bá ready àti rí nǹkan tó ń rí yẹn, kó lè mọ̀ pé okay, nǹkan báyìí ló ń rí, kó wá ṣe lè ṣàlàyé fún wọn, kó lè la ojú wọn sí. Then you can reach people. Kan tó sọ kọ́yọ̀ ti lọ pé keep short, kí ló ń wí. You can reach people. So when people hold opinions, even if the opinions are wrong, it doesn't mean those people themselves are wrong. It just shows you what you can correct in them, what you can help them to see or know better. And when you master that art of listening also, it helps you to see that other people are not your enemies. Tó bá báwọn èèyàn ṣe máa ń kanra tó bá kàn tiẹ̀ kọ póòsì kan báyìí. Bó ṣe máa respond tó máa gbé wá báyìí, wọ́n wá ní pé ẹ calm down, wọn ò bá yín jà. Ẹni yóò bá yín jà, ẹ understand nǹkan tó ń sọ ni. Mi ìfáàrífín ó náà ló ń mú àwọn ọkùnrin kan máa wọ bùbá àti ṣòkòtò lọ sí beach. Báyẹn bá wọ níkà nísìnyí, bá wọ ṣọ́ọ̀tì níkà àti ṣẹ́ẹ̀tì nísìnyí, àwọn ọmọ kan máa rí mi fún àrùnpẹ́gbẹ́ ni wọ́n wá kan bùbá àti ṣòkòtò kò kọrí sí beach. Láṣọ tó ń wọ̀ lọ́bẹ̀ nìyẹn. Wọ́n á rí ẹfín náà, ìyẹn gangan ló fi fàrífín fúnra ẹ̀. Ọba rí ọmọ ayé mú pẹ̀ ẹwẹ̀lẹ́gbọ̀n ẹlẹ́wọ̀n tẹ́lẹ̀gbọ̀n tún wọ̀ wá. Léèsì lọ má wọ̀ wá fa. Lace. Ọlọ́run bá ti wá máa wá mú ẹ, ò ní mọ̀ wẹ̀. Wéèvù yẹn kàn wá palẹ̀ mọ́ báyìí. Wọ́n máa fi lace yẹn máa gbó. Ẹ̀gbọ́n tó wọ lace yẹn, omi ti ń gbé wọn lọ o. So you have to be calm. You have to understand that ẹni tó ń bá ẹ jà ẹni tó ń bá ẹ ní conversation is nothing personal. Ẹ kàn exchange views and opinion ni. Bóun ṣe rí ló ń sọ fún ẹ, bí wọn náà ṣe rí wàá sọ fún un. And at the end of the day, ọgbọ́n wà nù ọ̀rọ̀ aṣiwèrè náà tó bá rẹ́dí àti rí. There's nobody you cannot learn from. Ẹni tó gọ̀, tó sọ̀rọ̀ agọ̀ lẹ́nu, o lè rọ́gbọ́n nú ẹ̀. So understanding that art of listening also will calm you. Gbogbo nerves iṣan tó máa le yẹn pé gbogbo èèyàn ló ń bá ẹja, gbogbo èèyàn lọ́tà yẹn ń wá rí pé wọn ò lọ́tà. Ẹni báyìí ni wọ́n ń support for presidential, ẹni báyìí ń support. Ẹ ń ṣọ̀tá. ó ní tí wọ́n rí tó fi lóun fẹ́ tẹ̀lé ẹni báyìí, ó ní tẹ́ni báyìí náà rí tó fi lóun fẹ́ tẹ̀lé ẹni báyìí. Kíní yẹn ni kẹ́yìn méjèèjì jọ ṣàlàyé fúnra ara yín. Who knows, ìwọ tó ń condemn ẹni the other one yẹn gan, ó lè ṣàlàyé fún ẹ tó bá yẹ pé o kágbára lẹ̀, o jẹ́ kí gbogbo hatred yẹn kó blind yẹ. O lè eventually rí pé ọmọ òótọ́ ni o, ẹni yìí ní Jehovah ẹni tí mò ń tẹ̀lé yìí o, ẹni yìí dẹ̀ make sense o. That is what listening can do for you. When you listen, you don't, you have that empathy. You don't want to hurt people with your words. Because ẹni tó kàn jáde tó ń ṣe bí ẹni tẹ́jọ́ bùjẹ tó kàn sọ̀rọ̀ ṣapáṣapáṣapá, ẹ mọ̀ pé ni ẹ ní psychological problem ni. Ó ní underlying problem tó ń deal pẹ̀lú. So ìwọ má bàjá. Either end the conversation there, or if you want to continue, speak with compassion with the person. Ìwọ kàn focus lórí nǹkan tó ń sọ. Má bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí má jẹ́ kó drag ẹ sínú ẹrọ̀fọ̀ tó ń ti wà yẹn. The atmosphere for genuine conversation must be peaceful, must be loving, must be accommodating. It should be friendly enough to be able to change people. Argument bá wà, it's beneficial to both sides, because ó máa fi enrich ìmọ̀ yín ni. Wàá fi rí nǹkan tá ẹlòmíì rí, àwọn náà fi rí nǹkan tí wọ́n náà rí. It's not a bad thing. But tó bá ti gbé judgmental attitude wọ̀, tó o dẹ̀ ti ní that ìṣan wípé èmi ni mo ń láti right, nǹkan ti dàrú. Nǹkan ti dàrú. Nǹkan ti dàrú. You know, nǹkan ti dàrú. So, listening will help you understand the person you are conversing with. You're not focused on being right. You're not focused on winning. It's not a game. After bá pé wọ́n pè sí debate, tó máa ń ṣe tó yẹ pé competition, ìyẹn ò lè lọ ránṣán kó máa fa wàhálà. But ìyẹn gan, there are rules. There are languages you can't use. And you are even timed. Wàá sọ tiẹ̀, wàá fẹ́ nìkejì náà láàyè láti sọ títí. But in this case, it's not a competition, it's a communication. It shouldn't be winner-loser kind of thing. It's about care. Let me hear this person's perspective. Let me put myself in their position and see from their point of view. You shouldn't just listen because you want to respond. That's what you do when you just hear. But when you listen, your focus is on understanding. And you connect with the person in your responses. Listening, it's it's a journey. Báwo máa put eléyìí o? It's part of your learning journey, because tá a máa fi dákẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí èèyàn la máa learn. Learning is unending. Mọ nǹkan kan tán. Ibi tó mọ̀dé lénìí tílẹ̀ ọ̀la bá tún mọ́, ìmọ̀ tún ti jù ẹ́ lọ. Kò tún láti tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí learn. So when you master that art of listening, it will help you in your journey of learning, because people you meet would teach you one thing or the other, because everybody we meet has something important to teach us. So if you pay attention, if you master that art of listening, you will not miss that lesson. And the more you learn, the more you expand your knowledge and understanding, the wiser you become. So listening, or mastering the art of listening, would relax you when you are conversing with other people. You won't get defensive. Of course, when you need to put your own point across, you put them across. But you won't converse with people as if it's a war or it's a game, or you have to take the maximum point. No, you will listen closely to what they have to say. As you are talking and you are listening, you are calling all your senses. You are opening inquiries into what they are saying. You are building questions. You are allowing your mind to do what it's created to do, to wonder, to think different. You are allowing your mind to absorb new information. Let your mind size it up. Does it fit into what it already knows? Or this will open up a new path to search for knowledge? That is what listening should do for you. Kò dákẹ́, kò kàn máa ṣe okay, kò dẹ̀ máa fọkàn yírí gbogbo ẹ̀ wò. Kó máa fọkàn yírí gbogbo ẹ̀ wò. Àwọn tó bá rí ń kódà pé bá bí kíní kankan mẹ́, ju question sílẹ̀. Ẹni ẹ dá ẹ lóhùn. Tó bá ju question lọ́pọlọ sílẹ̀, tó bá rí pé ó ti hook ẹ̀ lọ́fun, ó ti ń pòfolo, ó ti mọ̀ pé ó ti ka mú bìkan nìyẹn. That opens up a channel for you láti lè ti àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tiẹ̀ bọ̀. That is what you can achieve when you master the art of listening. Àwọn ọ̀jà wèrè tá ń jà lórí social media ó máa dínkù. Block list ẹlòmíì ó ti ju friend list ẹ lọ. To block platform ẹlòmíì báyìí èpè ní. Àwọn group mi tó bá invite yín sí báyìí, tó bá ọjọ́ tó bá gbẹ̀yìn tó bá yọjú ò báyìí tó bá rí n tó ń lọ ń bẹ̀ báyìí ọmọ wàá gbérọ́. lọ wo WhatsApp group mi ikú wo ìjà tó ń jà ń bẹ̀ yẹn ó le ju Russia àti Ukraine lọ. Admin mẹ́ta lọ ní apá àwọn gan òka because the people there wọ́n kàn ń gorí ara wọn ni. Everybody just want to be recognized. Ego ni wọ́n ń jà fún. Kọ́ lé mi mo make sense. Kọ́ ní point mi lọ gbà wọlé. Kọ́ ní èmi ni mo sọ ilé. Kọ́ lé mi mo sọ tọ̀hún. Shut people down. And that's why since I started this platform, I keep saying it. Anything you have to say, please put in the comment section. Bó jẹ́ nǹkan tí mo sọ náà ló agree with, sọ síbẹ̀. Màá yẹ̀ wò. My opinion kan ni wọ́n sọ yẹn. Màá respond bí mi náà ṣe rí. Àjọ máa sọ títí tá a fi kúnná. Tédè wa máa fi yíra wa. Tí mọ̀ wá fi máa pọ̀ sí. Ẹ wo no family mi. Wọn ò lè ṣe family meeting kí wọ́n parí ẹ̀. Nah, wọn ò parí ẹ̀ rí. Wọn ò parí family meeting rí. Àwa tó bá ti ń gbọ́ bọ̀dá mo rò pé bọ̀dá mi ẹ má jẹ́ rí yín fín o. Bọ̀dá mo rò pé orí yín fẹ́ burú lọ́sàn-án yìí. Kí ló ń pè ń bọ̀dá fún? Kí ló tún fi bọ̀dá sí? Kò nídìí bọ̀dá mọ́ náà. Ibi tí family meeting parí sí nìyẹn. Because kò sẹ́ni tó understand that art of listening. Everybody kàn gbọ́ ni. People just hear, they don't listen. Because we never look at things from other people's perspective. We always think we are right. We've judged people already. Kí lẹ̀gbọ́n fẹ́ sọ? Ṣé ó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n ni? Ó lówó ló láìdíà. Kí lẹ̀gbọ́n fẹ́ sọ? Tó bá ti nírú mindset yẹn lọ́kàn already, kí lẹ pè pàdé fún? Ó kàn máa wà ń bẹ̀ ni. Pé kí ni wọ́n ń sọ gan? Ó yá ẹjọ́ èló ló kọ́ sí kẹjẹ́ ká jáwó ká get the fuck kúrò níbí jàre. Gbogbo ẹjọ́ wọ̀nràn gbogbo wọn ti ẹ̀ ń rùn gan. Kí ni báwo mo ṣe yanú ẹbí gan báyìí? Báwo mo ṣe wá bára mi ru family ìrànjàn báyìí? If that is the attitude you have, you can never get across to people. You can't. Ẹ̀gbọ́n dẹ̀ ní tó fẹ́ sọ ó dẹ̀ ń wò báyìí pé ayé gbogbo yín máa bàjẹ́ nínú family yìí. Ẹ gbọ́ràn sí mi lẹ́nu. Ẹ̀gbọ́n rí nítorí. Ṣùgbọ́n tó ẹ ti rò pé ẹ̀gbọ́n ò lówó ẹ ti jọ́ọ̀jì ẹ̀ pa kí ló fẹ́ sọ nǹkan mẹ́rin ẹ̀ kàárọ̀ ẹ̀kún. Títí tí nǹkan tẹ́gbọ́n fẹ́ wọ́nù yín fún tó fi máa fi ṣẹlẹ̀. Táyé gbogbo yín á wá bàjẹ́ papọ̀. So, when you master the art of listening, you are doing yourself a whole lot of good because you are learning. Ó ṣí ojú ẹ̀ sí new perspective. Tó bá yẹ pé wóró all the time, parapara all the time ni o bọ́ sí section bí o pé kí ló ń sọ ń bẹ̀ ọ́n pé kinní kan ló ṣe kinní kan gan. Ẹ wò já Russia àti kinní tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lásán gan. Ẹlòmíì ò dé Russia rí kò dé Ukraine rí o. Tán bá ti sọ nǹkan tó yàtọ̀ sí pé báyà wọ́n ṣépè fún Putin báyìí ó máa báyé wọn jẹ́ ni ẹ̀yìn gangan. Tán bá ti bú Putin kò fẹ́ gbọ́. And such a person has not even taken time to research historical fact about what is going on between these two countries. Ó kàn fún lára ẹ̀ kiri lórí social media. Ẹlòmíì àti ẹ̀kọ́ opinion tán sọ pé don't argue with me. Don't argue with me. That means pé kò tẹ́ fẹ́ kẹ́ wá gbé nǹkan tóun sọ yẹ̀ because ó ti mọ̀ wípé bullshit lòun sọ. ó mọ̀ pé tán bá tápò òun wọ́n máa expose gbogbo nǹkan tó ń sọ yẹn. So ó ti mọ ògiri sí i. Tó bá ti wá tó wá kọ nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé ó rò pé kìíní ìfẹ́ tú di òun báyìí, ó máa delete comment ẹ̀ ni. Tó bá tún kọ again báyìí, wà á kàn rí pé òkàn tí ẹ lè rí page ẹ̀ mọ́ nìyẹn. Ó ti mọ ògiri, ó ti shine blocking nìyẹn. Ṣáyé là ń gbé yẹn ṣá. So this is all I have for us tonight. I hope you're able to pick one point or the other from it. So it doesn't apply to social media alone, even in your places of work, in your social circle. You must learn to listen. Don't just be talking to yourself. I kàn pé láàrin wa kí èmi ní masters ìwọ ní masters, òun HND lónìí á dẹ̀ máa lóun fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀, ọ̀rọ̀ wo ló fẹ́ sọ? Already ẹ ti judge ẹni yẹn pa. I've put up the link. Perhaps you're on the show and you think, you want to make what they say, a little contribution. That is the link. Just click on the link. It will tell you to do one thing. It's very easy. And you will join me in the studio and I'll bring you on. You may not feel listen. You feel go from somebody else. Or maybe you've experienced some of the things I shared here on some platform. Àbí wọ́n gan máa ń hù níwà. Ó dẹ̀ ti ríra ẹ̀ pé ọmọ okay èmi lọ̀gbẹ́ni ń báwí lálẹ́ yẹn. Because like I always say, things we say on this platform, bí ipa na pẹ̀tẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀ lọ́pàá ni, ó máa tà. Ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá tàbà kó tún bẹ̀ ṣe. Èmi tí mò ń sọ náà double-edged sword ni, ó ń ṣá èmi náà. Èmi náà mú tèmi, àwọn ibi tó yẹ kí n ti adjust, kí n ti ṣàtúnṣe, ojú èmi náà ń ṣì. Màá dẹ̀ ṣe necessary adjustment. So, Mr. Lekan Sobiyi, producer of Life. Yes, enjoying it. Or you've been on the show as a silent listener. Abẹ́ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń wọlé. A ti fẹ́ parí o, tó bá pẹ́ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń wọlé ni o. Orí ọ̀fẹ́ nìkan lẹ dé wá o. Orí ọ̀fẹ́ náà dẹ̀ tó àbí. How are you, my brother? Ṣé wà pa? How is the family? Ṣé wọ́n yá àwọ̀ tí ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ máa yá ni? Àwọn yẹn ń ta nǹkan. Wọ́n bá gba orí kinní tá à ń wí mú báyìí, tó bá ń yí báyìí, tí kinní à máa sunkún. Èròkérò yín pọ̀. Gìtá ni mò ń sọ o. Torí many of you ti ń ro oríṣiríṣi nǹkan nísìn. Ẹ dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé tó bá ń ta gìtá, ó máa sunkún ni, á máa sín. So, gìtá mò ń sọ o. Oh, you just got in. Yeah. Ẹ máa ní láti take time láti tún gbọ́ show yẹn láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn, because I'm just about rounding up. But, it will be there on my platform and you can also always refer to it again. So, ó wà ńbẹ̀. Ẹ lè tún gbọ́. Because lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí àti fẹ́ máa ṣorí ọ̀fẹ́. Àwọn second service ti fẹ́ wọlé. So, a láti fi auditorium lẹ̀ fún wọn. Right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me tonight. Oh, yes, I have somebody in the studio with me. Yes, I love this. I love when people join me in the studio. Yes, I love it. Good evening, my brother. How are you doing? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, good evening, my brother. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Olu, have you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, my brother Oluwaseun Adeyeun. Great to
Okay.
have you on the show, my brother. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having
Yes.
me. Thank you for having me.
I know you started the show with us,
Oh yes. Oh yes.
and you've been listening to my rambling for the past an hour.
Hey, it's not rambling as such, really. It's not rambling as
So
such. It's a touch of
hilarious.
everything.
Yes.
Well, I didn't know I was going to be the first person to join you. I was hoping to listen to some of the elders first before.
Àwọn èèyàn àwọn ẹ̀wọ̀n kórìí show yìí àwọn èèyàn wá ń sá ni.
But
Àwọn èèyàn wá ń sá ni.
but Emoke, the art of listening is not something that I don't think is something that one can pick up overnight.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Shemo. I mean, I might be wrong. Yeah,
Okay, wait.
but okay.
Why did you say so?
Yeah,
Is
because
it difficult to learn? Because you remember I mentioned that there are causes to things. Tí wọ́n bá dẹ̀ ti mọ root cause nǹkan,
Ben,
root cause èèyàn máa tackle, right?
Ben.
A fi má tún ṣe wá. And that's why I always trace things back sí ìpìlẹ̀ wọn. Any
Ben.
topic tá a bá ṣe ń bí, a máa lọ ìpìlẹ̀ ni láti lọ rí ibi tí problem yẹn wà. Because once you understand where the problem is, problem yẹn ni la máa treat, right? So àti highlight problem yẹn sìn.
Yes.
So are you saying it's difficult for people to drop that attitude of being right? Is it difficult for people not to be judgmental? So I want to hear from you. Why did you say it's not easy?
Well, we are a product of our environment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whether we like it or not. We want to be a better version of the father figure that we had in our lives and the mother figure that we had in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Some people that have not been able to make that decision to be a better version of who they used to look up to, even if it's not a better version, but at least meet up with, okay, I'll say for instance, my dad was this tough, my dad was a disciplinarian, my mom was also a disciplinarian. Some will tell you my mom was an educationist, education was the way to go. I've never seen my parents have a fight. I've never seen my parents have an argument. In fact, I don't even know that they used to fight or have an argument. Now, that is a child that grew up in a functional environment.
Mm-hmm.
That child does not even know. If that child sees adults or a couple having an argument, it's going to come as a shock to that child. Then there's also the angle of you setting the moral compass for yourself, maybe based on the kind of education that you got, maybe the education that is the one that will improve you as an individual. That's another angle. Then, even though I don't like using the word religion, because I mean, for me, religion has been defined already in the book of James. That's in James chapter 1, verse 27. That's what religion is. Any other thing is far from it. Any other thing is self-imposing. Whatever man wants to use to keep man in a shackle. That's what that is. Anything that is not what is in James 1:27 is what man wants to use to keep other men in shackles. Like, I just want to keep you under the voice under the command of my voice. Now,
Mm.
so Sherry Pekini to work prison on Meta is
Mm.
now in 3 places. Now, but you see, at the end of the day, and also, of course, the Bible also says that a soft answer turneth away wrath.
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, if you use the biblical injunction, then you will realize that your skill, because at that point, your mentor has now left your father, your biological father, or my biological father, my biological mother. My mentor is now Christ.
Mm.
With all due respect to my Muslim brothers, you know, my mentor is now Christ, and Christ would never have an argument with anybody. As a matter of fact, Christ would encourage you to live with peace with all men.
Mm.
If they slap you on the right, you turn the left. If slap you on the left, turn the right. If a man asks you to go 100 meters, go with him a mile. If he takes away your coat, give him your cloak. You understand? So these, if you look at them critically, if you bring them into the purview of our daily lives, these are ways to improve communication.
Mm.
But again, when you stand on the pulpit, it's easy for you to churn out all these words and speak all these words. But when you're really dealing with a partner, a colleague at work, a fellow road user, because communication is everything. You are going to work, you're at the mall, you want to park your car. I was looking at that spot. Why did you go into the spot? I was waiting for that spot. And some people just start cursing out. Now, then we now go back to that environment where that child grew up from. If the environment was one that was never one that was used to addressing issues, like, okay, objectively or in context, let us take this thing in context, let us address it, and let us find a solution to it. If that environment was one that or is one that, instead of communicating by way of listening, exactly, ìjà. Now, ṣé wá rí ọmọ tí wọ́n raise nínú functional environment tó bá wá lọ nífẹ̀ẹ́, tó lọ jẹ́ pé irú èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ ló lọ nífẹ̀ẹ́, wọ́n kọ́kọ́, they will first of all start bumping heads, because how, like, I mean, it doesn't even necessarily have to be husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend. It might even be colleagues at work. Shema, it might even be just colleagues at work, and you'll be like, why are you so negative? Why are you giving me this negative vibe? What's with you? I can't deal with you. You do too much. But the funny thing is, if you now take a critical look at that person, you know, is it that this person does not know any better? Is it that this is the only world this person knows? Because some people will look at you like, because there are some things that you will see some people do or say, and you're going to be like, this is toxic. And some people will let you know that, well, in that toxic environment is where I function. And you cannot be a judge in that. If you want to function in your environment, there must be something wrong with you. But and again, you cannot. Another mistake we might tend to make is we cannot project our personal, or what has formed our personal beliefs on the general world or on a general situation, because I am me and you are you. That's the first principle we have to deal with, or we have to identify with. I am me, you are you. You prefer to have your discussion over a bottle of wine or a glass of whiskey. I might prefer to have it over serious fire and brimstone. Let the heavens come down. Some people might prefer, you know what? Let me just be quiet about this. I'm not mad at you. Let me just take time to process it. Share on me. So the more we attempt to because like the way our life the way we wake up and we are able to give glory to God for another chance to live life, to improve on communication would not and should not stop. Because I know somebody that once asked a very salient question one time, and some people answered the question and said, the person asked, well, they narrowed it down to picking your life partner. And they are, will you marry yourself if you were you, knowing the things you know about yourself, your flaws? And they're like, I will gladly marry myself. I looked at that thing and like, you already me the fair me. I know when you the fair me. Because I would want a situation whereby I need somebody to balance me. I need somebody to contend with in the positive. I need somebody to, because I might decide to be in my room for 4 straight weeks. I just go to the kitchen, pick up my food. But if I have a partner that is also like that, even I do not see if I'm antisocial. I'm not antisocial. I'm social enough to an extent. But I need a partner that would also help me strike a balance. I need a partner that will also help me strike a balance. And these are the things that form that aspect of communication. Because you have a partner that is outgoing and you don't like being outgoing. You have to strike a balance. You are somebody that is outgoing and your partner that is not outgoing. I don't want to use labels. The labels that we are used to. That's why I'm not using those labels. Labels. My own labels here. Because those labels generally just put people in a box. And when they put people in a box, it's difficult for people to get out of that box. Now, another thing that I know that affects communication is definitely our thought process. And this is something that I've also found that in as much as we say we think, thinking is hard. It's very hard. The moment you start thinking, the moment you start hurting yourself, I would say hurt, the moment you start inconveniencing yourself, like we pay mo dem fira mi sí ipò yẹn wípé kíní yìí tán bá fi lọ̀ mí ṣé màá gbà. You understand? That moment you have started thinking. Say you pick up a Nigerian movie, one of the Ogunlaye that we watch back home, and you pick one up and you slot in you slot it in, or you click on YouTube and you start watching it, and you see a stepmother inflicting pain on a stepchild. 9 out of 10 of us will identify with the stepchild. Because none of us will want to identify with the stepmother. None of us want to be the weakest stepmother. So that's what I'm saying about thinking. The moment you start thinking like that, okay, I'm seeing myself as the victim all the time. What if I am the one inflicting the pain? Am I the one inflicting the pain? Then your thought process will improve. I mean, this is me. I'm not saying that this is proven out there, but I know some psychologists they've used statistics to prove data to prove some of these things, But by the time you start self-evaluating, you reevaluate, you start self-evaluating, and you start reevaluating yourself, you will know that the way you communicate with your partner, it will just automatically improve. So then listening now starts. Because to listen to a person is to know the person.
Ben.
To listen, because how can you listen to a person that you don't know? Because like you said,
or that you don't want to know.
Exactly. So the moment you know a person, that means whatever that person says, you can listen to the person. In other words, sharing not about low tone, you will know any could mean kini. Take for instance, my friends and myself, we were out one time. So we stopped by at one of the fast foods, and there was this Caucasian gentleman that was there. A Yoruba there answer. And of course, when Yoruba, he doesn't know us. He only listens to the conversation.
In fact, I ṣe fàájì.
Exactly, so if you look at it, like, you cannot, it's very hard to separate knowing a person and listening to a person. If I listen to you because I want to provide solution to what is going on with you, it's different from listening to you to continually improve our daily lives because we are stuck together. You are at work, for instance, you detect a challenge and you have to address your team. Your sectional head will just say something like, all right, Sean, can you just try and give it to us in as clear as you can? And like as simple as ABC, just do your best. Because solution so it's way different. That is my work relationship. But with my partner, for instance, tí partner mi bá sọ pé bó ṣe jáde yẹn má wọlé o pé kò ṣe pé ó ń ṣépè fún mi àbò ń gégùn fún mi pé bóyá tí n bá jáde o ogun láyé máa
wá. Ọ̀rọ̀ pé if you walk out don't come in ẹ dẹ̀ ra crawl jáde.
Màá crawl jáde. Did I not ask you not to walk out, not to go out? I did not. You said I should not walk out. Yeah. I crawled out. There are two different things. And we'll find humor and we'll make up. We make up and we. So, Cherry, there are two different things because 9 to 5, Timothy clock in 9 to 5. I'm just doing it for the next hour to go. My pay to come back and I will sort out my life. But my real life is back home, the four walls of my house. I need to know my partner. It's the effort that you have to put in because it's not easy. I want to just leave it right there. It's fine. It's not like it's disturbing you. But I have a partner that is going to clean up after me. She's going to keep cleaning up after me. She doesn't like it. You're going to keep bumping it. You're going to keep bumping. So you have to understand that, okay, you know what? Maya Dollar Tree. You Dollar Tree. I just don't want that woman's voice in my head. I have listened.
Exactly.
Just with my ears alone. I have listened because I know that my failure to act on it is going to hurt my
exactly. React.
Exactly. And there's no reaction. There's no action that every action begets a reaction.
So listening technically is more than the ears.
It's more than the ears. It's everything. One for you, Emma. I mean, of course, Yoruba. We told you respect to other tribes that are on the platform right now. All Nigerian mothers, come back for you buy so to bag bo. Oh my days. What? No. You were one more. You were no more. Right? Have you ever gone out with your mom and you be praying to God that this host should not offer me anything because I would like to say I don't want. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. So I have known my mother to know that without her even saying a word, I have listened. And Yoruba mama saw and instead of me. I prefer so listening it's not something. That's why I said at the beginning that it's not something that you just wake up in the morning and you pick it up. So you have to be willing. There must be desire. There must be a desire.
It must be a conscious thing.
Yes, it must be a conscious
because
thing.
Ó ti fẹ́ di ká da nǹkan rú ká da gbogbo ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ó ti fẹ́ di nature wa.
Yeah.
So the moment you want to do that, you quickly call yourself to order. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mo tún ti fẹ́ ṣìwà wùnbí, you know. So until you master it.
Exactly. And I see my generation, My generation, we throw words. I won't say words. We throw lines out there like, "Oh, if you are not getting peace or happiness out there, you should just do what you have to do and go and find your happiness." Hey, madam, Oga, there's really no happiness or peace out there.
Mm-mm.
Everywhere you see peace and happiness, somebody put in the work.
Wọ́n níbi tí grass bá ti green, wọ́n
It
water
is
ẹ̀ ni.
because somebody is watering it. It's true. And it's because, and people, and another thing about listening is that we have some set of people that are comfortable because they never had or they never tasted a particular um, way of life.
Hmm.
They might look at you that you that are making an effort to have that style or that way of life. They might look at you like you're doing too much. But it's not in your place to say I'm doing too much. Our parents too never really had it rosy.
Hmm.
But the reason why we keep saying that our mothers are the best or our fathers are the best is because they put in work.
Hmm.
And our cotton to our tomba see anything to bash
Ah,
buy, we'll just take the towel, we'll throw it in, pa
bẹ́ẹ̀ni,
at the lawn here.
a
We
fẹ́
just take the
ṣiṣẹ́.
towel, we do exactly. It doesn't work like that. Yeah,
Hmm.
mo. And there is no way on earth, and I'm going to say this. I mean, of course, I'm not the only one listening now. Well, I'm not the only one on this forum. I am ready to have a proper discussion with anybody. Happiness cannot be the goal.
Hmm.
No, happiness cannot be the goal. You have to seek for something higher than that. You have to seek for a higher cause.
Hmm.
So in the process,
A
when you
purpose.
start getting fulfillment,
Hmm. Ah, wọ́n ti tẹ wáyà mọ́lẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ yẹn o. Ah, I hope he will be back. Wọ́n ti tẹ wáyà mọ́lẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ yẹn ni o. The connection is perfect on my end here. I think it must be his hello?
hello,
Hello?
hello.
Yes, we can hear you, brother.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, bother.
We can hear you. Hello? Oh.
He says something.
We can hear you. Okay, maybe you can call back in, but we can hear you properly. Okay. Yeah. So maybe you try and connect again. Nǹkan kan ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ nìyẹn, but I'd like you to come back because you brought a whole new perspective to this discussion. Everything I said was just one aspect, and you've brought a new or an additional aspect of. Hello.
Sorry, there's a call disconnected me from you.
Oh,
I'm sorry
okay.
about that. I'm sorry about that.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, we
Shemo,
can hear you now.
so I mean, we were on the subject of subtopic of people saying they are seeking happiness. But you have to seek a higher purpose. That's what gives happiness. Happiness is temporary. And this is something that is not because I woke up and I got a whack on the back of my head. And no, I listened to a reverend father, I listened to a pastor, I listened to a psychologist, I listened to a psychiatrist, and I listened to their perspective. Like, wait a minute. So give me gun and everybody tough, everybody gun. It's even temporary. It's temporary. There's nobody that you see that is permanently happy. Show me one person that's permanently happy. Just show me one. Show me one. Show me one. None. Nada. And this is what my generation throws around. Oh, if that thing. I mean, I'm saying respectfully to those that are putting in the work. But if by chance you are with somebody that you know, we pay and he or need help, the two of you have to agree who need help. To no, don't deny fulfillment. You need to put in work to get out of there. You need to go think or to because you will keep going to work as a disgruntled person and coming back as a
every single
person,
morning. No matter
and it's gonna. You understand? Emo, what's it called? I mean, anybody that is going through it right now, I pray they find peace. 2 decades ago, or 2 decades and a half ago, compare now and back then and see how the rate of depression has grown. Look at it. It's communication. People don't find the right people to communicate with. People don't find the right people to listen to them. Instead of you to find another thing that we have to really put into consideration is the subject of who is listening to you. Stop. Just take a minute and stop. Relax. Stop. If you have a brother or a sister or a friend that each time you want to share your good news with him or her and he's telling you, oh, last week I also got a call, know in your mind that this is not the person to be bringing good news to. Don't let anybody upstage you anytime you have something that is bothering your heart. Bothering your heart does not necessarily mean it has to be bad. Shemo, it doesn't have necessarily to be bad. Bad good news. Oh, mama bother me pe mo fẹ́ share pẹ̀lú yan.
Yes, but who do you share with?
Exactly. Think about them worry me no. And in the opposite, oh my bother me lọ́kàn mi pé mo fẹ́ share pẹ̀lú yan. Now, the truth of the matter is, in our attempt to get things right, we have to keep our hands on the mill. Only one best steady. I got your work phone there. Improvements now.
Yeah.
I want to be okay. I'll tell you one that's personal. When my dad, God bless his soul, when he was coaching my mom said he never used to like what's it called in his soup, locust beans. He never used to like it, and some years down the lane, he just woke up one morning and said that, you know what, it's over and chiwala toko luwa gangan like gangan come and fibon say, yeah, no, they were like, well, hold on, is that what you want? All right, I'm going to make that. I'm going to have it done for you. And the woman too is going to change. She's going to meet people at work, people that are goal-oriented, people that are driven professionally, people that want to be better, people that want to get to the top professionally. And they will say, you know what are you doing this weekend, Cynthia? Well, we are going for girls' night out and we want to also talk on how to improve ourselves. There's this person coming to address us. Okay, I'll have to talk to my husband. Husband, you to try and understand that she's seeking something better. But you cannot really get to these places if you don't know your partner. Know your partner, then listen to your partner. It works. The two of them, I mean, there's a thin line between the two of them. If you don't know him or you don't know her or you don't know your colleague at work, you can't communicate with them. The way we are driving on the road, I'm a low rear view mirror, I'm a low side mirror, I'm a low wing I'm a waju. From Lagos, my uncle will say, you are the only sane person that is driving. Every other
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni,
person is mad.
wọ́n ti yá wèrè.
Is that not a principle of me already knowing my environment? Mo ti know it. So anything about communicate to me via the way they are driving, I have already listened and I have already put it into consideration, and the way I will react to it is going to be different. Sure me. So
Oh yeah.
there's that thing, but like I said, I mean, like I've always said, anytime I come on your show, which I'm always glad to, the principle that guides me is the Bible. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I am perfect. I just read it and I look at it differently. I look at it differently. I see it differently, as a matter of fact. When I preach him to you, ìṣesí mi, ìhùwàsí, èrò mi sí ẹ gan ló máa ń mọ̀ pé ó dà pé dájúdájú ẹni yìí ń sin Ọlọ́run. O ní láti lọ yan èèyàn kankan lẹ́nu. No. O ní láti lọ yan èèyàn kankan lẹ́nu. So may the good Lord help our unbelief, and I hope and pray that communication is going to improve. Our listening skills are going to definitely improve. As we listen, we are going to understand the humor that our partners or our colleagues like. And for some of us that are living in the Western world, there are some words that we can not even use. You go and use it now, they'll say that you are kinikon, they'll just tag you and
Gbogbo ẹ ti ní label.
And you can see that I am trying so hard not to use any label because I don't want to put anybody in the box.
I won't encourage you as well too.
You can't just put one word out there and they're coming after you. Kilo shele now. We can't even have
honest, we can't share honest jokes anymore. Everything is now uptight,
We can't. And these are the things that we need to bear in mind. Whatever is driving you, communication, when it comes to listening, the people that had environments that I wouldn't say not functional, I would say maybe a lesser functional environment while they were growing up, which of course it's part of the properties that forms them as they grow, because it's hard to divorce us from the environment that we grew up in or what formed us. These people, if Tabati notice we ourselves, we are better. Again, in quotes, we are better. We should not come off as judgmental, because that's another reason why people don't say anything, because they know that if they say, instead of you to listen, you listen to judge them.
Judge them.
You listen to judge them, and the moment you start listening to judge, I'm not going to come back to you. I won't come back to you. I say something. Do you know that I feel like I wish that I have a podcast whereby I will invite Gio, I will invite Jagulabi, I will invite Mazi, I will invite Odulaye. I just want a podcast whereby these people will be there. We just want to talk. I'm like, my warrior right now. Like, are you kidding me? I've not even done it. I'm just suggesting it. Why don't you just for once say, let me check on AliExpress and then I'll buy you.
Support, yes. But you need this, you need this, you need that.
I'm like, don't worry. I know somebody that went to school with Gio. If I tell him what your idea is, he's definitely going to reach out to you. I trust. Don't worry. Share more. And if you don't have anything to say, just give me a pat on my back and just say, bro.
And say, I wish you were.
Straight up. Share more. So that's it's a very, very sensitive subject. The subject with the topic that we are dealing with today, listening. It's an art, actually. It's an art. The art of listening. It's either you are learning it and you are getting it, or you are not. There's no in between. So let me educating am I hug Mike?
No. I mean, I really appreciate your contribution, and people on the platform also appreciate you, because I have my sister here, Dayolori, says she likes your perspective. You know,
Thank
so
you, sister Ilori.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean, it's very, very
it's
important. We need to what's it called? We need to do better when we say we want to listen to. I tell the mother of my child, I tell my family members that have little kids too, that the little kid, in my former life in Nigeria, I studied law and I practiced it for a while before I came to the United States. Now, and I say to you, look, to you and I, Omodeni, to in the face of the law, that is an individual. Yeah. Àbí ẹ má bínú téèyàn bá pa àgbàlagbà tó pa ọmọdé ẹ̀wọ̀n kan náà ló máa bù fún.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n ní sọ pé tòró pa ọmọdé dẹ̀ ló pa o.
Ó wá ní ẹja filẹ̀ ọmọ yẹn kò kú tì dá nǹkan láyé náà.
Ẹja fún lọ́dún mẹ́wàá ṣùgbọ́n àgbàlagbà tó pa yẹn àgbàlagbà tó ti bímọ tó ti ń tọ́jú ọmọ ẹ yẹ ká fún 50 yẹn irọ́ ni o. Wọ́n máa bu 50 yẹn fẹ́ 50 méjì yẹn wọ́n á bù fẹ́ nìyẹn ni ṣó ló ṣáà ti dáràn yìí gbé nǹkan ẹ̀ fúnra rẹ̀. And this again is some things that so I used to say that even to our children, to the little ones, they are young adults. Because wọ́n gbọ́gbọ́n tí wọ́n lọ́gbọ́n tí wọ́n náà kò ń ṣe kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ kíní tó wà nínú àgbọn yẹn ló wà lórí wọn náà kò ń ṣe fùlùfùlù ló wà lórí wọn. Ọpọlọ ló wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ọmọ tó mọ̀ pé tẹ bá gbé ìgò jáde nínú fíríjì tẹ gbé tó jẹ́ pé ó mọ̀ pé ìgò yẹn ìgò àgbo ni ìgò soda ìgò coke àbí ìgò fanta ó mọ̀ yàtọ̀ so tẹ bá gbé ìgò fanta jáde bó ṣe máa yọ̀ mọ́ yín ó máa yàtọ̀ sí tẹ bá gbé ìgò àgbo jáde except for the exceptional children. So, like I said, I mean, I pray that God gives us the what's it called, the desire, the will to.
Ṣọ́lọ́run ló tún máa wá fún wa ní wíìlì yẹn ni àbá gangan la máa fẹ́ làwa gangan la máa fẹ́ change. Ṣọ́lọ́run la tún fún wa ní wíìlì, Ṣọ́lọ́run la tún tì wá ni àbí àwa gangan la máa determine pé look. I need to be better. I need to, I need to change because listen, mo máa ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn pé tọ́ bá jẹ́ pé ńgbà tó bí ẹ gan.
Right.
Wọn pe léré, wọn pariwo, ìwàsáyé ẹ̀gbìn tiẹ̀ máriwo dání.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Kò mean wípé ó láti lo ayé tiẹ̀ quietly. Ayé ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ pariwo.
Oh yeah.
You must make impact.
You might be the best DJ.
Exactly, So ibi tó bí ẹ yẹn kò ń ṣe fault ẹ. Bó ibi tó gbà kọjá o ní decision lórí ẹ o ní lórí ẹ.
You didn't have I mean,
right?
But
what you become,
yes. Right.
It's in your hands.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
So about one song pé may God give us the will. Yeah, I think this is how we absolve ourselves of every form of responsibility, and we place it on divine. I think gbàdúrà wíìlì náà Ọlọ́run ò tí ì fún wa ń wíìlì ni. So I think we have to be responsible for our lives.
Right. You're correct.
Hey, àti aláìtì issue báyìí ó ti mọ̀ pé nígbà tí mò ń dábàá ọmọ war family mo ti jáde ogun láyé ni eléyìí ò ṣe pé bóyá kìíní but wá dé environment ó ti rí pé àwa ó lè fi gbogbo yòókù ọjọ́ ayé ẹ̀ náà jagun náà ọ̀rọ̀ kékeré wàá ti dà sí kinní kan ó tiẹ̀ fẹ́ understand bí tẹ́ni tí tó ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ bọ̀, then
Mm.
you have to realize that yes, mo ní láti change. I
Right.
need to learn how to listen to people. I need to give people that chance to express themselves
Yeah.
and understand where they're coming from. Do that role reversal and place yourself in their shoes. See how they reason. Ìgbà yẹn ló tó máa mọ ẹni yẹn gangan.
Exactly.
You know?
God bless you, Gio. And that's
You know?
that's what we said about knowing the person.
Hmm.
You cannot take. You can. It's like that question that they keep asking us, and say that which comes before the other, the chicken or the egg.
Egg.
You can't take one out of the. You can't take one. One is not devoid of the other. We might need láti mọ̀ ẹni tó ń bá deal. Some people are temperamental. Some people have short fuse. Some people are slow to react. Some people are quick to. Some people are swift. Maybe on another day, on another platform, we will talk about people's level of agreeableness, people's level of disagreeableness, and people that are conscientious in nature. If you are disagreeable in nature, for instance, tó bá fẹ́ fi nǹkan lọ ẹ má lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ nìyẹn ẹ má ìyẹn máa ń kanra ń tiẹ̀ kò máa kí ń ẹ má dá ẹ lóhùn. It's because you are disagreeable. And it's not your fault. Kò fẹ́ fi irú kò fẹ́ kàn fi irú kan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lọ ẹ. You know what you want, you know what you stand for. And you can easily go on the door and knock on that door and say that, and make your demand. And in making your demand, you will get answers because one more way they know yes in your nature tó bá lọ káwọn tó rẹ́lò míì ó lè pẹ́. And that's the same, using that same logic, put that same scenario in a workplace, in a relationship, in a marriage, or in governance. They know. If you are really good, you will not pay people to go and start crying in front of TV stations and say that, we want Gio to come and rule us. But we know that it's Gio that gave us money to come and cry in front of national TV. So you see, and when you talked about the divine, Sherry, there was a part that I was going to mention before. You see, there was something that I used to get very comfortable with, and the parable of the lost sheep and the parable of the prodigal son. But I'll take the lost sheep first. Do you realize that each time some of us listen or read that parable, most of us don't see ourselves as the lost sheep? Most of us, we don't. We don't. We don't. Most of us see ourselves as part of the 99 that has been saved. But when you start seeing yourself as the lost sheep, you would appreciate what that parable stood or stands for. Now, using that parable to our own daily lives, or using the logic behind that parable to our own daily life. In an attempt to explain it, tí èmi àti yín tá bá ní gbólóhùn àsọ, àbí èmi àti ìyàwó, àbí èmi àti colleague mi, àbí èmi àti ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, àbí èmi àti àbúrò mi, some of us, we see ourselves as part of the 99. Kí n identify pẹ̀lú fault tiwa.
We point fingers.
Exactly. And it gets it. We see ourselves as part of the night. That's why I said using that logic. And if you now want to connect the parable of the 99 and the parable of the prodigal son, every when the son eventually made up his mind to come home, bí bàbá ẹ̀ ṣe gan ní ẹ̀ látọ̀kan, he went all out to go and bring him in. Because my son that was lost is now back home. Some of us, we don't make that effort. We don't reach out. Some of us, we don't make that effort. We don't reach out. We don't. Because we always feel we pay any ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tó ṣẹ̀ wá, or bó ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kò mọ̀rọ̀ sọ, or bó ṣe gbé igbá yẹn kò gbé dáadáa, bó ṣe gbé àwo yẹn kò rí gbé. But ever for a moment fi ara wa sí ipò yẹn wípé tó bá jẹ́ àwa náà ní kọ́.
Ṣé máa gbé differently?
Exactly, thank you. But because we are comfortable with the victim mentality, the pointing finger mentality, it breaks communication down as a whole. My mother said something one time, right there. Yeah, one of my brothers was in his marriage. It was challenging, and everybody was violent. Everybody was giving their opinion. I don't mean because my mother's boyfriend. And so I had a one-on-one with her, like, fuck me. Tó bá jẹ́ nínú mo bí nǹkan. Tó bá jẹ́ èmi náà mo bí. Because really and truly, I mean, of course, I rí àwọn abiyamọ mi tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n wà challenging. But tá bá farabalẹ̀, ẹ rí pé 9 out of 10 kò sí èyí tí ò fẹ́ kọ́ mọ òun gbélé ọkọ, kò sí èyí tí ò fẹ́ kí ọkọ kó gbélé ìyàwó àbí kó jọ gbé lọ́jọ́ àtàlàáfíà. So I don't want to restrict communication to listening to just marriage or relationships, but relationship is the bane of our existence. It is the bane of our existence. It's the reason why you go to work. You and I have a relationship. I've never seen you before. You've never seen me before. This is the platform that we've met, and I've been enjoying since I've met you. That's a relationship. I wake up in the morning and I go to my Facebook notification and I want to look out for you, Maziabe, Jagunlabi, Odolaye. I want to look out for Egmon Nuruddin, some of his posts or some of the video that he does, or Senior Dele Faroti. These are things that makes me think, well, let me go and humor myself. I can't come and kill myself. That's a relationship. I don't know them. Only street but when we communicate with these people, we listen, we see their ideologies, we see we see what they stand for, we see where they're coming from. That is why we can relate with them. So Logbon Money tell me, you cannot say you are listening to a person without knowing the person. You must know the person. You must know the person. You must know the person.
True.
You must know the person.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ẹ ò fúnra ara ẹ̀ ṣàlàyé, you must make that effort to understand pé kí ló tiẹ̀ máa ń jẹun lórí ẹni náà.
Using the logic of the lost sheep, wàá wá lọ ní. When I say thinking is hard, it is actually hard. But you will see what my generation now starts selling to us on social media. I'll be like, don't mind you, don't mind him, don't mind her. Whatever energy he or she gives you, give back that energy. Do you think you will ever know the person? No. Will you ever make progress like that? Hell no. You won't. You won't. You will never make progress like that.
Mm, 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 mm.
Orí social media yìí mo dẹ̀ sọ pé èyí tó pọ̀ jù nínú wa tó bá dọjọ́ Sunday á lọ jọ́sìn, tó bá dọjọ́
Mm,
Jímọ̀ á lọ kí Jímọ̀.
mm.
A dẹ̀ tún máa wá, a dẹ̀ máa sọ na the energy wey you give me I go give you back. Kí lẹ wá lọ ṣe, kí ni nǹkan gbogbo ta lọ ṣe ń bẹ̀ gan dẹ̀?
Àbí irọ́ ẹ̀sìn. Mm,
And that is what translates in our personal life. Like in my personal life, for instance, I can only talk about my personal life.
mm.
And
I make that effort as well to know
that's it.
people,
You
and
have to know.
I try also not to ask about people from people, because one thing I've realized is if I ask about you from somebody, they would only tell me what they would tell me about you is how you have behaved towards them.
Oh,
So
definitely.
if you are a good person but tó jẹ́ pé ẹ kàn jọ ní issue kan, in tí wọ́n máa fi júwe ẹni yẹn fún mi nìyẹn pé ọmọ agbèrè ni má sùn mọ́ ọ má ṣe ọkàn mọ́ ẹ, but it's not a bad person.
Oh, yeah.
Tó bá jẹ́ pé èèyàn burúkú náà dẹ̀ ni but tó jẹ́ pé
I'm going to
ó
find
ti
out.
benefit látọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀, nǹkan dáadáa ló máa sọ ń pa ẹni yẹn. So it's left for me to make that effort, right? To step outside and know that person, because wọ́n ní mọ̀ wà fún oníwà ló ń jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ jọ̀rẹ́, so you must understand a person to be able to enjoy that person. So tó bá rí ẹni tẹ́ni ẹ̀ ń try láti ṣàlàyé ara ẹ̀ fún ẹ, listen. Tí o bá dẹ̀ ṣàlàyé ara ẹ̀ náà, ìwọ náà make effort láti ẹ̀ ti gbìyànjú.
Exactly.
Pé báwo lẹni ṣe
don't just get comfortable with, oh, this is what you did to me.
Báwo lẹni ṣe ń ronú báyìí? Why it will, now I agree with you that it will take time.
It's going to take time now.
Now I agree with you because in tó mọ̀ lánàá tó bá tún dé ní ó tún ti change ipa ẹni yẹn, so constantly ni wọ́n bá ẹgbà míì mo rò pé báyìí ni kìnnì kan wà á kàn tún rí pé another ọwọ́ ni wọ́n tún yọ lẹ́ni. So I totally understand the new perspective you brought on. My discussion was more of generic in terms of
I understand.
Conversation,
I heard
this and that, but now you've brought a different perspective to it, which is more deeper in terms of relationship. With your partner, with colleagues at work. It's human relationship requires deep listening.
Exactly.
To know. I get it.
He doesn't. You hear that he doesn't listen to me. She doesn't listen to me. Okay, what do you mean he doesn't listen? Ṣé gbogbo ẹni kan fi sọ̀rọ̀ fún ẹni? Ó yẹ kí wọ́n náà ti ronú sí. You be like, what do you mean? Oh, ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yé mi. Ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá yé mi. Ṣé mọ̀? Because ẹlòmíì máa tún feel wípé nǹkan tá à ń bá ẹ sọ yìí kò ń ṣẹnu ló yẹ ká fi bá ẹ sọ. Some people wake up in the morning and they just want their space. Some people just want their space and because they want to process it. I have seen on social media people like, can you have a separate room from your partner in the same house? And never. Can you more? I'm like, okay.
Ara àwọn topic tí mo ṣe máa gbé wá.
I'm like, you don't know anything. Somebody you probably just met like 2 or 3 or 4 years ago, and you guys decide to spend the rest of your lives together. You don't know him.
True. You're strangers.
He doesn't know you. The two of you are just going to make an effort into knowing each other.
Would that take 15 years?
Once the moment no am I right about to raise topic here, you see the dimension that we are going to go that we're going to have. Hey,
It's true because look, some of these things are banned.
yes, now
Dandan báyìí lọ ṣe láti lọ́kọ àti àwọn láti ṣe gangan and stuff like that. But nígbà tá a bá wá wọ̀ tán la máa rí pé oh boy
kí yóò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o.
kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ọmọ kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ó yẹ ká ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá find kinní out ni o.
Ẹ máa gbọ́ ará àdúgbò ẹ máa bọ̀ o.
Ó yẹ ká ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá find kinní out ni o.
You know,
and it's even crazy that some of us took certain decisions at a time when we haven't even discovered our own self.
But Emo, Olúwa mi.
Àwa gan ò tí ì mọra wa tán àti ìmọ̀ra wa tán.
But Emo,
nígbà tó wá mọra ẹ̀ gan ẹlòmíì ti wá join nìyẹn. So by the time tó wá mọra ẹ̀ gan tó wá unravel ara ẹ̀ gan ẹni ẹ̀kọ́ àwọn àìpé ọmọ bàbá wèrè mo fẹ́ yìí o bàbá ńlá mẹ́ta
wọ̀bìlì wíṣkì àdúrà rí ọ̀gá bí oye sọ lóye máa ń lo láì ní.
bàbá ńlá mẹ́ta ló mo fẹ́ yìí o pé yìí o. So àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbogbo learning and learning yẹn and everything.
Unlearn to learn, you know. And you know,
it which makes it hard because ó wá dàbí wípé reverse làwa ń ṣiṣẹ́ because ó yẹ ká máa ṣe forward ni.
Right.
And that's why I always encourage, you know, báyà tí ò tí marry and everything like that to first of all know themselves.
Right.
Before you go in search of picking somebody. Kó má lè pẹ́ dáàrin tán ó wá ṣe discover rẹ̀ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá ìwọ gan ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbogbo tẹ́tí solidify gan tẹ́ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá tún wú ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tó wá fẹ́ tún mí mọ́ it's tough kí ìbẹ̀lẹ̀ lomi ò tí ń survive.
Yeah.
Ìbẹ̀lẹ̀ lomi ò tí ń survive.
Yeah. I agree.
Because ló dàbí ipa àwa ń ṣiṣẹ́ in reverse nísìnyí it's complicated.
It is. No, it is. It is.
It's complicated.
It's not the smoothest, Emma. It's not the smoothest, but we just need to understand something. That we need a principle that is going to guide. Because I mean, some people might tell you they don't believe in God. I mean, I can't fault them for it. I can't. Maybe they get to an environment where they are shown what love is. Like the way God has defined it, then maybe they're like, wọ́n láti jẹ́ pé àwọn pípé yọ̀dà pé Ọlọ́run gbénu wọn lóòótọ́. Ó yá ẹ̀fọ́ Ọlọ́run yìí ẹ fi hàn mí. Ṣé mọ̀? Then people will say things like that. Ṣé mọ̀? But you see, what is key? Because I don't know which boxes to tick or what's it called to which course to take to know that this partner is good and this partner is not good. Because first things first, what we see first of all is we first of all know that, oh yeah, he's a graduate, I'm a graduate. Oh, he's got a job, I have a job. Oh, am I sexually attracted to him? Yes, I am. Is he sexually attracted to me? Yes, he is. All right then, okay. Let's try and figure out the rest on our way.
Ọjà òkùnkùn bá black market.
Yeah.
Ẹlòmíì àti ẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ pásítọ̀ pé láti ẹ̀ bá ń gbàdúrà sọ nǹkan pásítọ̀ wà òkè Bùsáyọ̀ àti Túnráyọ̀.
That's a total waste of time.
Àwọn tó máa ń jẹ́ Bùsáyọ̀ yẹn wọ́n máa ń pé Túnráyọ̀ lọ́lọ́run.
It's a total waste of time.
Bákan lọ lẹ́rí mọ́.
It's a total waste of time. And I say this with all due respect to the men of God. Because living and working abroad, I have seen couples that don't even believe in God. And their marriage is just going on smoothly. That definition of it is what they believe in. Ó ṣe wá jẹ́ èmi àti yín àtàwọn sister Jessica àti sister Bùsọ́yọ̀ tá a lọ sílò bàjẹ́kò ń sílò a lọ camp bàkò ń camp a lọ gbọ́màs àgbà gbọ́màs náà àwọn tàwa tá a lọ àsàlátù náà lọ wọ́n ò tún fún mi nù wá mú gàdé gbogbo ẹ̀ àwa yẹn náà làwa tún wá ń kàn ṣòro there's something wrong with us is it that we are not listening to that God or the people that are trying to connect us to that God are the wrong people. Because okay, let's look at it this way: 35 or 36 or 37-year-old lady eventually finds a man that is ready to walk down the aisle with him or her. And say, pastor, mo ti dé o. Ṣé tí pastor yẹn bá sọ fún wípé at 37 or 30, tí pastor yẹn bá sọ fún wípé ọkọ ẹ̀kọ́ lélẹ̀, ṣó ẹrù kó máa padà lọ́dọ̀ pastor?
tó ti desperate pa.
Exactly. Tó bá ṣe mi gan ni pastor ẹ̀ bá irú rọ mo fẹ́ rí yìí báyìí mo fọlọ́run sí ni màá kàn sọ.
ìtẹ̀ bá pàdé lọ́hùn.
Èmi náà ń wọ́ọ̀kì tèmi níbi tí mo wà yìí o. You know, as a part, no, so that's why, and some people, for some of us, and that's why I didn't want to narrow it down to to relationship between couples. I didn't want to do it because listening is very, very vital to our daily life. It's very, very vital. You gotta listen to your children. You gotta children have to listen to you, and it is the way you listen to them. Ibelano mati inculcate art of listening. That is where it's going to start from. You can't teach an old dog a new trick. I think you can peg gagi roko now.
Ben.
Yeah, mo. So that's the way it's gonna be. And whatever you want to use whatever you want to use as a yardstick for the principle, like the principle that informs what you do or what you are not going to do. You have to be sure we pay you often right go. You are living by that principle. Emma, a woman that what's it called? Or a man that grows up in an environment that Tim Yaba Soro. Bàbá máa sọ̀gbá tí sí tí bàbá bá sọ̀rọ̀ ìyá náà tí bàbá bá gbó irú gan ìgbà tí yẹn tó bá wá báyìí care is not taking.
Àwọn ọmọ mi ìdádì wa ẹ jìyà ẹ ti ń kọjá àyè yín o ẹ jìyà o.
Because ẹ mọ̀ pé ńgbà there was a time tá a rò pé tó máa sọ pé domestic àbí àmọ́ àwọn ọkọ̀ rò pọ́kùnrin nìkan ló máa ń ná obìnrin. ṣé mọ̀. But later láàárọ̀ wọn ẹgbẹ́ àṣọ́bìnrin náà ni máa ń ná ọkùnrin ó ti parí o ó ti parí o.
Ọ̀gbẹ́ ń jìyà bọ̀ wọ́n ti ní kọkùnrin máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní akọ́jú láti àsára
tàbí kú sójú ogun náà. And so irú èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn I guess this beating is normal. There's this lady here in the United States that I listened to her interview one time, and I would look for her name and probably would send it to you on in your DM. And she dated a gangster, and I think she had her first child at 15 or 14. She was shot in the head, and so life story here. Only ìyá òun jẹ́ kóun mọ̀ pé tí ọkùnrin ò bá na òun ọkùnrin ò nífẹ̀ẹ́.
Whoa la la.
Okay, that's what she said. And we also have men that believe that they will beat a woman and they will tell the woman, "I'm sorry, I beat you because I love you." You kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. For real. You definitely are kidding me. So irú àwọn èèyàn tó ti nírú mindset bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn tó bá pàdé ẹ̀yin tó jẹ́ pé you believe in talking things through civil wọn ní ìbẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn gan máa fi mọ̀ pọ̀ problems wà. What do you want me to do? I'm doing my best. I'm trying to communicate with you, but because you have not you've not fisticuffs, you've not really gone into both male and female. I mean, man. And she said it. She said it took her years until she now realized that, wait a minute.
ìyá
Because
ló ń
she met
jẹun.
another man. Yeah, she met another man, and the man was like, "What? You really think I should beat you up?
Hmm.
You really think I should beat you up? That's the only way you're gonna know that I love you? Nah, that's wrong." And
ìyẹn ti
and the
ní
fun thing is, she has,
orí oníyàwó ayé
she's a
ni.
stand-up comic. She's a stand-up comic. She's now successful. She has a show, I think, on Fox. A comedy, was a sitcom on Fox, and she's also into her comedy.
Hmm.
Remo. So listening is an art. It's an art that we definitely have to learn. We can't wake up and stumble upon it.
Hmm.
Trey Mushi saw I mean, of course, your what's it called is valid when you say that. Do we have to wait for the divine? It's valid, but in told checking song by divine, almost often if we look at the concept of the lost sheep and the concept of the prodigal son, everything Christ, that's God, in his glory, in all his glory, he left where he was to go and get so see why you and you say you want to be like Christ. Why don't you do the same?
Hmm.
And I've also seen pastors say that, like Bata War 2022, he call on Showa Dubai. I heard some people on the pulpit say things like, this year, you gonna give them the energy they give to you. Bolotiwa Paribai.
Ó ti zẹ̀ finally.
Paribai. You can't do that. You shouldn't say that. And I don't think, I mean, you can say it, but don't say that it is the God that I serve, the Christ that gave himself up for me, that taught you that. No, no, no. Come on. So Moye Sokwe, and of course it's valid because people have been going, shut up, that's too long. Ìkà tó wà nú ẹnu náà lò. But ẹlẹ́ran ara ni gbogbo wa náà. Ẹlẹ́ran ara ni gbogbo wa náà. Ẹlẹ́ran ara ni gbogbo wa náà. He's going to test us, He's really going to test us. If you test us, and, it's going to. And of course, some of us are hypocritical. I am. I'm a product of it. Everybody, like I said, what you might keep out especially if you are the type that like the sound of your voice. You can ball on. Gio ni. Gio, tí Gio bá tún múra fún yín báyìí. Ẹ mọ̀ bọ́lọ́hún gbé ń bẹ̀ yẹn. Yeah. But àwọn tó ń gbé sàkání Gio ló wà mọ̀ pé, tó bá yẹ pé bọ́lọ̀ ṣe yí rè. I'm not seeking it.
Mi ò ní sọ lọ́hùn o.
Cherry. So when you're listening, I mean, listen with everything you have. Listen to what is said, what's not said. Listen to how it was said, where it was said, when it was said. Listen to how it was delivered. And make an attempt or an effort to know the person. It's very, very important. Very, very important. So, Oluwami, am I making all the mic like I said before?
Thank you very much for.
I give another person what's called room to chip in, so that I also can learn from what they have to say. Because of course there are different dimensions to it. Thank you again for having me. I appreciate it, and may God continue to bless you, preserve you. Your wisdom continue to grow, your knowledge and understanding continue to grow.
Amen. Thank you for your
insightful
contribution. Mo ọwọ́ méjèèjì ló pè fún èèyàn kan ṣoṣo.
Ẹ̀yin ni.
Mo tún jọ ẹsẹ̀ òsì mọ́lẹ̀ o. All right then.
All right.
Thank you, my regards to the family.
Yes, and yours too. Thank you very much.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you very much, my brother. That was a whole lot of vibe. Different vibe from even what I said in an hour. Yes, ara nǹkan tí mò ń sọ nìyẹn. We need to hear from other people. Kí mọ̀ wá lè kún tòsí. When you learn the art of listening, it only do one thing for you. You will get wiser. You will know more. You will know more. Confrontation tó ní pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn á dínkù because you understand people better. And then wàhálà á dínkù. Ìjà á dínkù. All you need is just to listen. And listen is more than just what you do with your ears. It's what you do with all your senses. And you need to make that conscious effort. Má kàn káwọ́ gbéra. You want your relationship with other people to be better, and make effort to know them, listen to them, understand them. And that is how you can, have a smoother communication and a smoother relationship with them. That is the discussion for tonight. Thank you very much for all those who waited till the end. I know you have not wasted your 2 hours. I know, I think you have not wasted your 2 hours. And, in your heart of heart, you can say, yes, I gained something, and I wish there are more platforms like this where we can, edify ourselves, where we can, improve several aspects of our lives, rather than, gbogbo àwọn pàǹtí tó kún gbòòrò tó jẹ́ pé àwọn ló ń go viral, because what you feed is what survives. So if we keep feeding negativity and decadence, that is what will survive. That is what will be prevalent in our society. But when we elevate, positive discussions, when we elevate platforms that, dishes out things that are mentally engaging, then we would have a healthy society. So thank you very much once again for joining me. Àti sọ eléyìí náà, it wasn't an attack against anybody. Gbogbo wa náà ni àti rí tiwa mú, èmi náà ti rí tèmi ṣàmbẹ̀. And then I would, get on speed with what I've been able to pick tonight and try to apply it. Gbígbọ́ ò tó, ṣíṣe gangan ni nǹkan tí ó jà jù ń bẹ̀. Kì í ṣe kẹ́ máa rún Quran lẹ́nu bí ice cube. Ṣé ẹ lè ṣe nǹkan tí Quran sọ? Kì í ṣe kẹ́ máa kóòtù Bible kí iná máa yọ lẹ́nu yín. Ṣé ẹ lè ṣe nǹkan tí Bible sọ? Nǹkan tó jà jù nìyẹn. It's our deeds that matters. So, Ọlọ́run ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Okay. My brother here says something. The moment I've content Dickiness Jimmy, she's so hurriedly be to marry and to that people that must be part in religion. Everyone I not to marry the guy man who claims to be a pastor, but she keeps saying the Lord is private to her. But last story, I think it touched everybody. She goes to my bush. àwọn ilé ìkálà o. Ẹ wo táwa tó ń bọ́ sí gbogbo the losses yẹn a máa rí pé ọmọ lámbà kan everybody kàn rap everything ni wọ́n tán bá a fi ń pọ́ Ọlọ́run sọ Ọlọ́run gan tí ó ti sú ẹ̀bọ̀ pé gbogbo ohun tí mi ò sọ làwọn people ń kó tù mí kí n gbogbo wàhálà yìí báyìí gan. Ṣé kí lẹ sọ mí dà gan? Will I be saying the same? Will I be saying different things about the same issue to different people? I'm not confused. But ibi tá a bá ara lé nìyẹn. So bí Dikine Jumi ṣe bó ṣá ṣe larí mọ́ nìyẹn o. Story tọ́ṣì nǹkan kan Dikine Jumi. Ojú wọn á ti là ń sìn. K'Ọlọ́run ṣàánú wọn. Right. Thank you very much. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n máa round up báyìí. Kí n wá lọ gbé nǹkan lura. Let me round up.
Ẹ̀sọ̀kẹ́lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀rọ̀ pa òrí dání wọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe lọ́la ọ̀tọ̀ láì bá dé. Stress softly dákun ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Kíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣẹ̀rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní dàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò já àríkùn má ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá tẹ̀jẹ̀. Ara lámọ̀ á ò mọ́nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò máa ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́lá yòókù lọ́gbọ́n ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ inú ẹni ṣàlàmọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ikú pàlà tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹ lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri àmì ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́lá bàjọ́ àìmọ́lẹ̀ ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́.
Yes, thank you very much for joining me tonight. We have come to the end of this show. Thank you, my brother Oluwaseun Adeyeun, for joining me in the studio and for your insightful contribution. And to everyone who contributed via the comment section, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. And for those who prefer to just listen, thank you very much. Until we meet again next week, Friday. Màá tún wọnú ayé lọ, mi mọ nǹkan tí a tún máa lọ rí ńbẹ̀. Ọgbọ́n nǹkan tá a bá rí, a tún máa tún mú wá fún yín. Thank you very much. My name is still Akin. Jagbajantis Lito. Ó dàárọ̀.